It feels like this is only the beginning of my true resurrection.
Arriving on a nightmare, praying for a dream.
True resurrection.
Oh, Netflix. Good old stream movies until your butt hurts and that bag of Cheetos has turned into nothing more than dusty fingers to stain those 5-year-old sweats you promised your mother you'd eventually exchange for a pair of workout shorts. Who doesn't love a good binge? And I'd be remiss if I didn't admit Netflix can put out some decent material for just $8.99 a month, while fighting for exclusivity rights of major blockbusters that refuse to abdicate their existing contracts with various cable companies.
What did it cost?
Everything.
Items on the trending and because you watched lists can be few and far between. In an attempt to fight other streaming services like Hulu, Disney Plus, and Amazon Prime that have teamed up with channels such as HBO, Starz, and Showtime, Netflix found one thing that is difficult to beat. One thing few can afford, and Netflix is not opposed to going into massive debt if it means success in the long run and has slowed the process for others in order for it to get ahead. Better actors, better writers, and none of the gatekeeping. They are making movies and TV shows exclusive to their streaming services. While it didn't take long for other streaming services to catch on to this fact, Netflix is way ahead of the curve, and I would have to assume that they intend to stay ahead of the curve. Their movies are definitely picking up as far as quality goes. They're hiring better actors. The production companies are definitely spending more money on sets, costume design, and stretching on a TV show or miniseries as long as will be allowed. I am one of the few too shy to admit that not only do I look forward to the new and original content they release faster than any blockbuster can transfer from theater to DVD, but I love it all. The good, the bad, the ugly. I don't just love the magical wispiness and adventure of Lock and Key. I also love to cringe and prod and laugh at the many obvious plot holes and missing themes throughout as a distraction from the ever-constant existential crisis that is my life. But among the bird boxes, the I Am Your Mother and What Happened to Monday, set apart from the Black Mirrors and Hello My 20s, there is a special subgroup dedicated to making movies out of books. And I'm not about to turn this video into a pissing contest over who did it better, because they're all trash. But Netflix has seen what works, and I think the writers of these movies are certainly giving an effort when it comes to dissecting the elusive audience known as the modern teen/young adult. Honestly, I think Euphoria did it better, I'm just saying. And while most of these movies are mediocre fluff pieces meant to prey on a preteen's fantasies the way a Disney princess alludes to some higher power for kids of all ages, specifically merchandising, some movies have no point at all, and a narrow enough of a plot to switch between main characters to make the viewer question. Movies like Girl on the Third Floor, Swiped, Cam, and God only knows what this abomination is, drive me to question once again, what is art, and what makes it good? What the hell is that? They're still enjoyable. I know I nitpick a lot, but I've watched P.S. I Love You at least 5 times, The Perfect Date twice, and as painful as it is, Let It Snow, I'm trying for a 3rd time to make it all the way through. It's cringe, but I absolutely love it. For the most part, these are fluff pieces, but some of these fluff pieces can come off strong, mildly hardcore, and they can hit home with a slightly heavier message than I signed up for. This is impressive, and it shows a different kind of complexity given to the characters to make them more than just one-dimensional sounding boards designed to take on cheap tricks and lighting shots for abs that are literally their only personality trait. Yes, Riverdale, I'm referring to you. There is a hitch with some of these movies, and I can't tell if it's coincidence, psychic powers, or some parallel universe combining the elements of unknown literature and movie making, but I swear some of these movies I've seen before. In writing. Now granted, we have our cliches and lookalikes. SPF 18 is exactly like any beach read you might pick up that doesn't know what it wants to be or what the point is to anything. Sierra Burgess is a Loser is striking to any bad boy/bully fanfiction where the protagonist was obviously based off an imaginary embodiment of a writer who never got the chance to stand up to a middle grade bully. You get me? Psycho girlfriend turnaround. But I'm talking about something different. Something akin to deja vu, maybe the Mandela effect. And these mere coincidences where writers had a similar case of what if syndrome. Or did these writers take their inspiration from somewhere else after all? The first one that I recognized in this category was Winter's Bone. To the Bone, whatever. The opening, the main character, and the theme was strikingly similar to Laurie Halse Anderson's Wintergirls.
All right, ready? $2.80 for the pork, $3.50 for the buttered noodles, $1.50 for the roll, and $75 for butter. It's like you have calorie Asperger's.
Opening with the meager diet, explaining how counting calories is more than just a mild obsession to the point of even bragging. Describing the anorexic lifestyle as a battle of wills and the obsession for control or power. The main character in To the Bone has a sister, and she seems to take extra responsibility or make it sound like she does because of her parents' divorce. Maybe she even blames herself. Though the plots are completely different, the book dives more into an unhealthy obsession and even mental challenges where losing her friend to bulimia causes her to see herself as both the victor and the loser. Not eating is the only way she feels like she has any control over anything, and she continues to relapse, blame herself, and hate herself for everything. The book takes a much darker turn that places the focus more on the state of mind that is turned into a vortex of love and loathing, struggle and victory, acceptance and blame that makes his condition all the more horrifying. Whereas the movie, our main character is pretty much sent to a sort of rehab that's a little more down to earth to help make the characters feel human again. It's a little lighter in that it still focuses on the mindset and how unforgiving the condition can be. Plot isn't the only way that these stories differ. Though both characters are presented as withdrawn and angsty, in Wintergirls, she's made to be someone you can both empathize and at the same time almost hate for her apathetic view towards even the people closest to her, until you realize it's all a front. In the movie, the character comes off cold but gradually warms to those around her. Wintergirls may be about forgiveness. I'd say To the Bone is about acceptance. Then we had this little gem, and I could have sworn this was a direct inspiration taken from Ted Dekker and Erin Healey's book Kiss. It had the same opening, well, nearly. In Kiss, she gets hit by a car. In the movie, it has her hit by a car after she runs around in the rain like a complete moron. She wakes up with amnesia, and some guy is presented as her husband. The only proof is the wedding rings and really shoddy Photoshop pictures. In Kiss, it's a boyfriend or fiancé who was hired to actually kill her, not marry, because she had come into contact with some important information that could have ruined a political game. Seriously, the book was really fucking good. You know, kind of like one would think someone would be doing if they actually hit her with a car in the rain.
Jennifer, you were in an accident and you hit your head. You don't remember me, do you?
Then you have the suspicious-looking character who is also in Kiss, except he's the real boyfriend. But the movie didn't think it was important to clarify who their mysterious stranger was, so he just gets killed. I think there were a few crucial scenes that they cut out. I mean, it would have been nice to find out what the detective uncovered that was so mind-boggling, but he's killed off. My point is, the movie's useless. If you're looking for a more fleshed out story, seriously read Kiss. It's almost like they didn't get the rights they were looking for to develop an adaptation and had to cut out the key elements that would make it too obvious. Or it could just be the writers in a lot of Netflix movies didn't know what a plot hole is and how to avoid it, so their stories end up looking like Swiss cheese. Sunrise in Heaven is pretty identical to The Notebook. Cam is like The Matrix meets American Horror Story. The Silence is literally A Quiet Place but with pterodactyls. They made another series of unfortunate events. But hey, I guess this isn't just Netflix. Hollywood can't stop with the reboots and sequels, so let's just sum up with, nobody has any good ideas, so we'll just rehash the same old ones. I'll end with a Society, and good lord, the thing is like a direct ripoff of Michael Grant's Gone series. Right down to the annoying main character who tries to take charge but nobody likes her because she got a stick up her ass. I could have sworn they even had the same name, but I guess in the book, I think it's Mary, and in the Society, it's Cassandra. They both have a Sam, though. Things rapidly start devolving as the kids are left abandoned, not knowing where their parents are, or what the hell happened, or what the hell is going to happen. Here's the kicker. Because while the Society feels like it ripped off Gone, Gone feels like it ripped off The Dome by Stephen King. How's that for some Inception-style mind writing? In a Society, as it were, shit hits the fan and things go out of control the more time passes. At first, the food is gone. Let's hold out hope for the future generations, eh? The main character, Cassandra, attempts to maintain order and take control of things before they run out of food and all their supplies. And there's only one death, so it's going good. And then somebody decides to shoot Cassandra in the 3rd episode. And then it's pure anarchy, and the lights start flickering and all hell breaks loose. Gone series is similar. I can't remember what happens with electricity. I do know that fear kept them in order because kids started disappearing at a certain age. Then they start getting superpowers by the glowing lights in the ground, and then they start to starve. That's about as far as I got, but if I had to guess what was coming next, it's more than likely these writers just came up with the same scenarios because of a simple what if. I have no proof. If anything I've proven by this video, it would be that everything has already been done. Twice. Most everyone runs out of ideas. It's normal. I would hope that they would realize having a team of writers should at least come up with something that can hold up on its own. I feel like something Netflix is notorious for is putting out things fast and not fully fleshing out the story. Why a lot of their lower end movies literally make no sense. And even the ones that make sense make no sense. This is why I do emphasize not cutting corners and making sure the loose ends of your story are tied up, because otherwise it only delivers by about half. Let's try to not be like that.